Welcome and welcome back, everybody. The OK Grognard Show. Today is Monday, April 10th, 2023. Shortly after 10 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. We are going to briefly discuss the great game Civilization by Avalon Hill, 1980. We play it at GaryCon. It is a treat. It's how we wind down our Sunday. That fellow in the picture, John Johnson. Everybody knows John Johnson. He's a regular DM who runs games, game upon game upon game at the convention. But he takes his Sunday off, and he and I have been playing Civilization together since the earliest days of the Ridge. I think GaryCon too. And obviously, COVID took a little time off for that. And we also missed a year because there was a game of Mega Civilization that was scheduled, which kind of gobbled up the players. It wasn't worth playing both. I was asked to combine them, and I just said, yeah, if people want to play it, they can play it. In my mind, it was tantamount to somebody contacting me and saying, "Oh, well, you're running a first edition D&D game. Well, we're running a fifth edition D&D game at the same time, and we'll just combine the games." No, Gary Con's about playing the old school stuff, playing the original versions of these things, not, people get into fifth edition. I'm happy for you. I think it's great. I help manage a game store. I hope tons and millions of people play fifth edition. But it doesn't supersede me playing first edition. And certainly the Mega Civilization game that came out 8 years ago does not supersede a game of the original edition. And I'm not even talking about with any of the revised rules. I'm talking straight out of the box as God intended. In any event, it's a fantastic game. For those who are unaware, I direct you once again to the monitor, where we'll see that it is a 1980 game from Avalon Hill. Francis Tresham was the designer. It originally came out under another imprint and was eventually picked up by the Avalon Hill Game Company, which is when it gained much of its popularity because of their reach into wargaming circles. It says 360 minutes. Well, that's 6 hours, and that's what we schedule it for. We often wind down, and to schedule it for 6 hours, we start at 10 a.m. and then run ourselves through when the convention closes, with the idea that we may continue to play if we wish. But often we have a look. We see whether or not there's an obvious winner going forward, whether or not some people have, through calamities or not being able to purchase certain parts of the tech tree on time, have counted themselves out. And if we can come to a consensus that one or even two people have won the game, then we make the call. This year we had two winners, myself and, well, let's pop over to this. Here we go. There's John. Of course, Dave returned to play. Scott. We had myself and Sarah also playing. We had two other players lined up. Sadly, they had vehicle problems. They contacted us, let us know, but they weren't able to get there quickly enough for us to hold the game. It's a long game as it is. Holding it more than an hour would have been would have wrecked it for the other people that were there already. It's unfortunate. Hopefully they'll be able to sign up and play next year. Um, I don't think we'll start it any earlier. We may start it later with the idea of playing past the time slot. We were kind of an island. They were cleaning up and picking up the Legends of Wargaming room around us, which is all good. As you can see, we're a few turns in. 1, 2, 3, 4 turns in. You can tell by the table on the left where the chits are moving along the timeline. There is a point there where moving from the New Stone Age to the early Bronze Age requires three different colors. A lot of people use mysticism to get them there. Often, though, mysticism for a civilization that has high points at the end will count them out because it's a 30-point card and you can only use up to 11 civilization cards. Note, the game has progressed rather handily. I am Egypt, so I'm in the lower right here. As you can see, I've used the spots in the desert where they only allow for one uh, unit to be placed there. I built up 12 so that I could create a city in the desert on these three spots. They're good spots. They're highly defensible. They don't take away from your spots where you can grow your civilization even further, the more fertile ground. But I fell afoul to one of the worst calamities for that strategy. You can see it took me a little bit to cross over into the next civilization. But mysticism is something that Egypt can get away with. And he's moving right along. Assyria stalled out. A lot of problems. Fighting on three fronts. Very difficult for them. And Dave kept hitting a lot of the calamities, which kind of hurt that strategy and stalled him out. Caught up right there. I had a civil war as well. I lost several of my desert cities, which would be hard to ever recapture. I had to hope for Sarah, who I chose to be my proxy, since I thought, if Scott's my proxy, I'll never see these again. She could let these go if she's dealing with stuff up here and needs her cities back, your city counters back to utilize up in the northern area of the map. Well, I had collected most of what I needed, certainly to get through to here. We were both moving forward. We counted up points. It became obvious that Assyria and Egypt were going to be the two that had the best chance of winning. So we called the game there. There we go. Close that down. This was the final picture. This was the final state of the map when we decided we were done playing. that we'd seen enough, and so it goes. It was a good game. We shared a nice victory. We relaxed. One of the things we like about playing on Sunday Civilization is it's a game that's engaging enough, but it doesn't require you to be constantly staring at the board. When it's someone else's turn, you can run to the restroom, you can run to the kiosk to pick up a soda or some food. We eat lunch at the table while we're playing. It's all well and good. So it's a very non-stressful way to wind down the convention, and we love doing it. In any event, we're pushing the time on here, so I'm just going to say thank you very much for coming out today and checking out the show. That was just a quick recap of our Civilization game by Avalon Hill that we played on Sunday at GaryCon a couple of weeks ago now. And join us next year if you see it on the schedule and it fits yours. Very much would appreciate it. In the meantime, this has been the OK Grognard Show. Don't forget, the OK Grognard Show streams live on Twitch each Monday at 10 a.m. Central, or thereabouts, and is then archived on YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow, chime in on the chats, do all of the good stuff there. It would be very much appreciated. Thanks to our Patreon supporters, Tom Tullis of Fat Dragon Games, Carlos Lysing of Castle Entertainment, Heath Farndon of the Antipodean D20, Dave O'Brien of Quacks Games, and Shane Bradley, DM Extraordinaire. This has been the OK Grognard Show from beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Bye-bye.